Hello, everyone, and welcome to the webinar, E-Commerce Holiday Bootcamp, where we'll be sharing all the tips and tricks you need to make this your best holiday season yet. So we're joined today by one of our partners, ShipEngine, and they are the shipping technology behind our native shipping feature, Instant Postage. So thank you, Anne, for being here, and the ShipStation team for helping us work on this.
Thanks for having us, Sam.
Awesome. So in the meantime, we'll just do some quick introductions. I'm Samantha. I'm the marketing manager here at Volusion. I do everything from social media to SEO to email marketing for the Volusion brand. But I actually started out on our studio marketing and design team, and they, focus on our merchants and working directly with them to help grow their businesses. So I've been helping SMBs for years, and about 8 years actually. So it's a lot of holiday seasons that I've been through. So I'm happy to be presenting here on this webinar.
Hey guys, I'm Anne O'Reilly. I'm the solutions architect with ShipEngine. I've been with the company a little bit over 2 years, helping customers through the holiday season. I've seen it all, from the back end of warehouses to, the January return season. I'm excited to talk with you today about some of the best practices around shipping this season.
Cool, thanks, Dan. Thank you for being here. So we got a pretty full agenda today, starting with an overview of last year's holiday season, and then diving into how e-commerce brands can prepare their stores, manage customer service, and use shipping as a differentiator. So stick around until the end to actually see how you can save money this year on shipping labels, and also stay tuned for some special deals. So last year, holiday sales skyrocketed 16% from the previous year, with e-commerce retailers racking in about $126 billion. So if we break that down even further, we see that accounts for about $2 billion per day. That's huge. But it also means that the competition for online retailers is still very steep. More people are shopping online than ever before for the holidays rather than trekking to the stores. So that means that retailers need to have a solid shipping strategy in place too. Based on data from UPS and the U.S. Postal Service and FedEx, it was estimated that over 2.5 billion packages were shipped last year. Personally, if I don't see fast or free shipping as a consumer, I'm less likely to buy from that store. So shipping has become increasingly important for people when they shop. And Anne is going to dive into that a little bit later. But with all those stats, I'm sure you're already trying to think of how you can stand out this holiday season. So the next several slides, we're going to go over how e-commerce merchants like yourselves can make the necessary changes to fuel success on Black Friday, Cyber Monday, Small Business Saturday, and so on. So first things first, mobile has been extremely important for the past 5 to 10 years, but now more than ever. People are using their mobile devices to shop all the time. I mean, I don't think I've ever, well, maybe in the last couple of years, have really gone on my laptop to shop. I'm usually just on my phone. But mobile purchases accounted for about 40% of sales last year. So if you have a Volusion site, it should already be mobile friendly, and chances are your theme is responsive. However, one of my biggest pet peeves, and it's something that I've seen a lot of customers do, and I think it's really important, but make sure that your images are all optimized for mobile. And that means like the text on them. So if you're having your designers, or if you're even just using Canva, for instance, for your own purposes, if you're making any sort of holiday images for sliders, maybe it's like a content or a category image, anything like that, just make sure that the text is big enough for somebody to read on mobile. Nobody likes to squint. And I've definitely seen that on multiple, even large retailers that don't quite make sure that their images are optimized for mobile. So that's just one big tidbit. And speaking of mobile, one of the first things that you should do before you even, get hung up on promotions and things like that is jazz up your site. Customers want to see a clean e-commerce experience that includes all the trimmings with the seamless checkout process. So testing the checkout is a simple way to ensure that you're holiday prepped. And it's as obvious as it sounds, but you should also follow your customer's path to shadow their experience. So log out of your store's admin for a minute and start browsing as a customer would. Another great option, if you want to, is to grab an employee or a friend or a family member to shop around on your site without your guidance and really just kind of watch their shopping experience and observe how they're interacting with your website without helping them. If they're getting turned around or using the search bar too often or maybe even not enough, use that as an opportunity to improve your site's user experience. And you want to make sure that you test the checkout all the way through the credit card process. So if you need to, make a sample product for like a cent or something, use that to kind of check everything. You rarely see the order finished pages of your website, but doing this simple check process will ensure that your confirmation page and everything has a clean design and they're clear and thorough, and customers know what they've just purchased, and hopefully they'll come back to shop more. So what about promotions? I know I just talked about this. So once your site is in good shape, it's time to think about all the types of promotions you want to run. And again, it may seem obvious, but promotions will give your store an edge on the competition. 1/3 of shoppers report that holiday weekend, Black Friday, Cyber Monday, Small Business Saturday, sales were driven by promotions. So it's really important to make sure that you, as well as the rest of your team, is completely aligned on promotions for the holidays. So kind of digging deeper into promotions, you don't have to go crazy. I know a lot of people kind of put a lot of pressure on what types of holiday promotions they're going to run. And of course they are very important, but you don't have to go crazy with like a 50% off everything sale or, everyone gets a car, kind of like the Oprah way. Just take a look at what are some of the things that your competitors are doing first. Two really good resources that we like to use, or we like to tell customers to use, is moat.com, that's MOAT.com, as well as the Facebook ads library. You can go in there and literally type in, whatever store you want to see, and it'll pull up on Moat. It'll be all display ads, so all Google ads, and then on the Facebook ad library, it will be all the Facebook ads and some Instagram as well. So you can actually see the types of promotions that they are running currently, as well as maybe some of the things that they've run in the past. And also just go to their pages, see what their customers are asking about in terms of promotions and things like that. And if your margins aren't big enough to offer a steep % off discount, that's totally fine. I know a lot of people that are, just starting out and are kind of worried about what can I offer? Consider maybe adding free shipping or free gifts with purchase to your promotions. Free gifts with purchase, I love a free gift. Not sure about you, Anne, but I always feel like free gift with purchase is a great way to get rid of slow-moving inventory or leftover products. So if you have something that has kind of, been in your inventory for quite a while and no one's really buying it, but it's still a good product, maybe throw it in there as a free gift. Or maybe it's something old, maybe it's something from last season, things like that. Consider adding those into your promotions to kind of, still get customers excited about everything. Next, consider where you're going to start running all of these coupons and these discounts. Is it on a display ad, or are you promoting a special discount in your email campaign? Just make sure that your promo code is easy to read and noticeable. Oftentimes, they'll see brands that have a great design, but it's hard to see where the discount code is. And honestly, I'll give up. So don't let that happen to you. Another tip is to use the ROI tracking feature in your Volusion backend. It's under the marketing tab, I believe, and this will allow you to create a unique tracking code specific to a product or category page so that you can measure the success of your promotion. And lastly, test, test, test. Make sure to test your coupons with all of the different restrictions so that it works the way you intend them to, and so that customers have a good experience. So on to landing pages and holiday ads. So now that you've created your coupons and discounts and you've decided where you're going to use them, it's time to think about the customer journey. So what happens once the customer clicks on an ad or a link in your email? Anytime you create a holiday promotion, you should also be building holiday-specific landing pages that deliver hyper-relevant content to shoppers. During the holiday season, chances are you're attracting many new shoppers. So these landing pages will often serve as that first impression. So they should always sport a clean design and focus on one topic. Some of those great topics will help limit the amount of decisions that customers have to make and offer options that are maybe under a certain price point, or gifts for specific people. So gifts for the golf enthusiast, or gifts under 50, things like that. Another example of this would be a gift guide or a lookbook. So gift guides and lookbooks provide context around certain products. So this example here is from Ulta Beauty, a popular beauty brand that often creates special gift guides for their email campaigns. And they often have different looks that shoppers can use to imagine the possibilities, right? People want to make sure that when they shop for something and they're buying a product, that they can imagine how they're able to use it, or they can look as good as the model using it, or something like that. So gift guides are great. It's super important to help shoppers visualize the way that they can actually use those products, especially during the holidays. And when done right, shoppers can check out with a sense of security, knowing that the item that they purchased may be used in the same way that you helped them imagine it through your imagery or through the way that you paired products together. If you're not creating a custom landing page for your paid campaigns, the next best pages are category pages or product pages. So again, going back to that solid, every page should have a focused topic. Category pages offer shoppers room to browse, while product pages send customers directly to a product they may have already been searching for. The category page is still a relevant page because it still has similar products on it. So if you're, sending someone to, or you want somebody to buy a hat, maybe you have, a popular hat line. If you send them to the category page, they'll see all of the options for all of those hats. So it's still very relevant, depending on if your, display ad or your social ad is pointing them to a specific hat or a specific look that they want to achieve. And lastly, remember that even though these pages may be seasonal, it's still recommended to fill them out with some content, including meta title, description, and an SEO-savvy URL. And that just ensures that these pages can be found in search results because, oftentimes people will neglect that, and then those pages are not able to be searchable and indexed. So next we have product bundles. I love a product bundle. I'm a sucker for them. I always get these for gifts every single year. So again, remember how we were kind of just talking about providing context for your customers? Well, product bundles are a great way to do that. Bundling a few complementary products together not only make an awesome gift, but it also takes the guesswork out of everything. Sometimes, especially, I think my dad is one of the people that also really likes product bundles because, oftentimes you may not know exactly what that person might want, but in general, they like these things. So having those product bundles kind of, again, takes the guesswork out, and you kind of know that you have a better chance of giving somebody a gift that they actually enjoy, or selling a product that, includes, 2 out of 3 things that people like, or maybe even 3 out of things that people like. So bundling those complementary products together really helps out. Items that are perfectly placed together, are a good option too, that create a specific look. So again, people can visualize what they're purchasing and how they can use it or wear it or anything like that. So, example would be like pairing gloves and a hat with a popular sweater, things like that. And the great thing about product bundles too is that they have the potential to increase the average order value, and over time provides a greater initial return on the cost of acquiring a customer. So a really good strategy is, again, kind of, going back to something I already talked about, is pairing, a popular item with a less popular item. So when I was talking about, free gifts with purchase, using something that might have been a slow-moving item, putting that also in a product bundle can help get those items moving as well. And, perhaps as a customer, I'm most likely to purchase like that sweater that I was talking about, and maybe even a hat too, but I'm less likely to purchase the gloves. But because I want at least 2 of those items, I'd probably purchase the bundle. And it would kind of almost, for me, it would of course be at a discount of all 3, but if I purchased all 3 separately, it would be more money. And I'd almost feel like those gloves were like a little free gift. It's kind of like a customer psychology type thing. So that's a really good strategy as well for bundling. Email is definitely one of the more exciting channels, I think, for the holidays. I pay attention I pay very close attention to the emails that I get during the holidays, because oftentimes, brands will shell out different deals, on social than they will on email. And honestly, sometimes email is the thing that gets me to purchase anyway, instead of seeing an ad. But if you plan on sending a lot of email communication this holiday, I would suggest creating a content calendar to map it out. This is just going to keep you organized, and it's going to get everybody on the same page. So if you have employees, or you have other folks sending things out that's related to the same promotion, but maybe on another channel, maybe it's social media, something like that, it's good to just get everybody, a resource that has all the timings and the days that you're going to send things out, to remain consistent, and just make sure everyone's aware. Next, make sure you're creating specialized customer segments to deliver specific deals to these groups. I just kind of talked about that. I do find it to be very effective as me personally as a shopper, and it's something that a lot of our merchants have had success with. So, segmenting out your customers based on, behavior or shopping habits will allow you to curate deals based off of that data and send it out to them. So something like this is easier done with a third-party tool. For instance, like Rejoiner or MailChimp, they both have segmentation abilities and segmentation features that can help you determine, which groups to put people in and things like that, and automate that process for you. So those are 2 really good ones. They are partners of ours, so if you go to the marketplace, you'll be able to learn more about both of those. And they can really elevate your email marketing strategy. And with email too, creativity goes a long way, from the subject line to imagery. There's a ton of stuff in like my inbox, and I know other people's inbox as well. So if you want to get my attention, you need to be creative. Take this example from Bonobos. They used customer data to define 2 types of shopper personas, and then created landing pages for those specific types of shoppers with products that they would like. So not only is the imagery eye-catching, but it's engaging too. It's asking the customer, who do you want to shop for? And it almost feels like they're speaking directly to me. So, getting behind a creative idea can really do wonders for your conversions through email. Another idea is to gamify promotions and advertise that in your email. So Kendra Scott, a popular jewelry brand, does this all the time. She'll advertise a scavenger hunt on her website and through her emails, and users will actually have to dig through her site to find special coupons that are listed as like products. And usually the deeper you get into her website, the better the deal is. So you'll get maybe a 50% off if you're all the way in, on a product page or a product description or like a really deep subcategory page. You'll be able to get, a larger discount than if you just went to the homepage. So this is really cool because it forces, the customer to shop around, and they might see a bunch of things they like on the way, right? So you're rewarding them by giving them a larger discount because they spent time and they kind of dug through your site and they viewed many more pages than someone that just came to the homepage and, kind of like, all right, I'll take the 10%. So that's another really cool thing to do. I mean, it's also fun. I mean, I liked doing it. I did that. I think she just had one for Halloween, so I definitely went on there and did that. And then lastly, just make sure that you're setting a clear purchasing deadline in your email so that shoppers know exactly when they need to purchase by in order to get their products in time for the holidays. One other way to set your store apart is to deliver an amazing experience through the customer journey. So one way to do this is to consider adding live chat to your site to help customers. So whether you have 1 employee or 10, live chat can truly make a difference for shoppers. In fact, site visitors who use live chats are 2.8 times more likely to convert than those who don't. So, I mean, if you think about it, when you're speaking to customers directly, you feel like you're getting, or when you're speaking to someone, on the support team directly, you feel like you're getting a more personal experience, right? And if a customer is confused or having trouble finding something, hearing from an employee can help them find what they need faster, and they're more likely to make a repeat purchase after that because they had such a good experience, with your support team. And it's okay if you don't have, a ton of employees to, be able to man, a live chat. That's okay too. Setting up chatbots can be hugely beneficial. So whether it's on Facebook Messenger, that's a really popular one. It's super easy to set up. Or if it's directly on your website through, a third-party tool, like there's a third-party tool called Live Chat, which again, we are also partners with them. So they're also good to integrate into your Volusion store, or Snap Engage, either one. Using those will definitely help you, basically answer all of the common questions that come through that, you may not have time for, but obviously you don't want to neglect those people. So having an automated chatbot will get them the answers that they need fast, while you and your team can focus on the more complicated questions and requests from other customers. So you can kind of split your time, and it's just a really good way to ensure that the customers are getting the help that they need, they can find the products that they need, and it's not taking up too much of your time. And I just want to sum up kind of everything we've talked about thus far and just give you a snapshot of some of the most effective ways to maximize conversions for the holiday season. We just talked about this using chat automation and even email automation. Again, going back to the MailChimp and the Rejoiner conversation, they can do all of that kind of automation as well. But using these to increase average order value is going to be really important. So a great way to do this is to send like abandoned cart emails, for example, to remind customers to come back and purchase. And again, like I said, you can also use another third-party tool like Just Uno, who can provide, more robust options than we can in our native email feature. So you're more than welcome to check those out on our marketplace on our site. Number 2, create a sense of urgency with your promotion. So use language like, "This deal won't last," or "while supplies last," to encourage shoppers to purchase faster and earlier. 3, remember to add additional payment options like PayPal. You want to ensure that you're providing as many ways as you can for customers to purchase and check out. 4, and going back to delivering an amazing experience, offer easy returns to increase trust with your shoppers. Personally, I know I'm more likely to make future purchases from a store that makes returns easy. And lastly, consider offering free or fast shipping. Again, I can't stress that enough. I know Anne will be talking more about this as well, but this will give you a competitive edge over your customers and combat all of those Amazon Prime loyalists. So, speaking of shipping, I'll let Anne kind of take it away for more best practices.
Thanks so much, Samantha. That was really informative. I can definitely agree that mobile site usability, coupons, and gift bundles all factor into where I decide to order gifts this month. I'm really excited to see what Volusion sellers get up to for this holidays to help me shop for my family. I've got a lot of people, and I'm terrible at choosing. Now that you've used, now that everybody's used all these tricks to optimize your sales, the next step is to get the products to your customers and under the tree. Shipping is often the last piece in the order fulfillment process, and it might be easy to leave it as a last piece to kind of figure out in your workflow, but we're going to discuss today how an exceptional shipping experience can really add value to your store. Can you go to the next slide? All right, so today we live in a world where giants like Amazon have set the bar for shipping. Your buyers expect that orders will be delivered cheaply, undamaged, and kind of more often in 3 days or less. A recent study found that 66% of buyers say that shipping speed is a huge factor in whether they're going to become repeat customers. This just goes to show the importance to your customers that are putting on that shipping experience. So you should use this as your chance to wow them. You want to be able to use this to extend your brand connection to your customers, leave them with a positive last impression of your business, and really show them why it's a great idea to go shopping to your site instead of always flooding back to Amazon. Slide, thank you. So what do you need for differentiation? Can you go to the next slide? Thanks. And the most important thing you can do to make your shipping experience really stick out is to prepare in advance. The increased volume you're going to see this season means that your normal fulfillment strategies might not be sufficient. I've seen some pretty homemade workshops and warehouses, but for the holiday season, you want to make sure that from shipping 5 packages a day to shipping 5,000, you want to be as prepared as possible. A clean storeroom or warehouse, fully stocked packing stations, and a clear schedule for dropping off packages or scheduling on-premises pickups is necessary this year, and it will really improve your efficiency this season. A good plan for shipping your orders is going to save you time and will allow you to offer pre-holiday shipping up to the last possible minute. Packing materials might seem a bit boring, but you should prepare them in advance and use this chance to really add panache to your packaging. I'm a little embarrassed to admit it, but there have been a few years where I may have waited until the last minute to order gifts, especially when you get that last minute RSVP from your great aunt or your second cousin that you've met, twice. I'm not saying that's happened, but it's happened. And let me tell you, if I'm waiting for a package on Christmas Eve, that package is not going to be wrapped. So I really depend on the companies that I buy from to bring me attractive packages so that way my great aunt isn't mortally offended. I really appreciate it as a consumer when I order something online and it gets delivered in a cute box. This is a great chance to use branded holiday-themed packing tape to remind your customer, and in some cases the gift recipient, where their goodies are coming from. There are some really great companies that offer specialized tape. You can make it so that way it's got your logo on it. It's got some holiday theming as well. This is great all year round, but on the holidays, you can go all out with snowman. I am a sucker for snowmen on my packages. Wow them with cute packing peanuts or a custom bubble mailer. These are all going to be available online, or sometimes if you go to your local carrier store, they're going to have these custom packages available for you. Take this as a chance to get really original and express your brand through your packaging. Another big piece that you're going to want to prepare for is how you're going to pay for your shipping. Waiting online at the post office can take literally hours of fulfillment time, which you don't have during the holiday season. Last time I tried buying stamps in December, I basically had to take the whole afternoon off. That's why you want to make sure that you're buying postage online, so you can just drop off your boxes at the post office and get back to work. If you're creating your labels in your warehouse or storehouse at your packing station, you want to make sure that you have a solid printer. There are some specialty printers that will produce labels that you can just stick on your package with minimum fuss. These range in speed, like high-speed printers are going to be Zebras. But for more budget-friendly models, you might look at a Dymo or a Rollo. No matter what printer you have, it's important to make sure that you have plenty of labels to stick on your packages. The last thing that you want is to be limited in the number of packages that you can ship out the door by supplies. So always make sure that you're fully stocked. And I would definitely recommend that you do a test printing run before the season starts to get really busy. Make sure that all of your printers are dusted off, that you've done a trial run with all of that technology. Printers, I've spent a lot of time troubleshooting printers in my day, and I can tell you that they never work the same way after you put them away. So definitely go through, make sure that the ink is still all fresh, and that it still heats up the right way and connects. So that way you don't have any barriers when you need to get into full swing. So now that we've discussed how to get a real edge in shipping by creating labels online, the next question is, how are you going to do that? ShipEngine has partnered with Volusion to make creating shipping labels online incredibly simple for you and your team this season. You don't need to copy and paste address information into carrier websites a million times to try and get the best rate. Instead, you can just go to your order in the Volusion website and use the instant postage feature. This allows you to quickly compare rates and delivery times to figure out the best way to ship your package. Once you choose the shipping method, you can create a label right on the order page, and it will be there for you to print out at need. And then you can stick it to your package and put it in a pile to just drop off at the store. You can even write a special little note on the bottom of your label. I've seen people use this to kind of give coupon codes like we show here. You can also use it to give a personal message, thanks for ordering. Some people like to leave their website on the label, so that way it's another just reminder of where the package was brought from, or who to contact in case of any issues. The last thing that you want to worry about in the middle of your busiest season is unreliable technology. Never fear, the platform that powers Volusion's instant postage feature, ShipEngine, has a track record of handling Cyber Monday with ease. Last year, we had more than 4 million shipments processed through our platform during Cyber Monday alone, with a peak throughput of 20,000 labels in a single minute. We are shipping experts. We're working all year round to make sure that you can ship reliably through Volusion. We want to make sure that we're getting you that there's shipping is the smoothest experience you can possibly have. And now that we've gone over how to prepare shipping and where to create labels, let's talk about deadlines. While a lot of people will get the majority of their holiday shipping done during the week of Cyber Monday, there are still a lot of people, myself included, that tend to procrastinate until the last minute on gifts for their great aunts and second cousins. That's why it's important to know the last days that you can ship using certain services. You may want to use these deadlines to inform choices around free shipping promotions. the price jump between first-class mail and priority mail can be pretty steep. So if you're offering free shipping, you want to make sure that you understand the risks here. Free shipping in time for Christmas is going to only be available through first-class mail up to the Friday before, right? So Friday, December 20th is going to be the last day that a first-class mail package is going to be guaranteed to be delivered by Christmas. Once you start looking at the Saturday, right, for priority mail, that's often a $4 increase in price. So that's something to be aware of for any promotions that you've got going. Maybe it goes from, what I see a lot of times is that when first class mail is an option, oftentimes people will offer free shipping for $25 per order. But when it gets closer and closer to the shipping deadlines for priority mail or priority mail express, usually we notice that those promotions kind of go up to $50 or $75, just to encourage people to make those bigger purchases, still offer that free shipping while minimizing the cost to your team. Yeah, but definitely be aware. You want to make sure that your package is getting there before Friday on the 20th, so that way it gets to the recipient by Christmas. And one last thing, one final piece to remember as part of your shipping experience is package insurance. The holidays are a busy time for e-commerce, and they're just as busy for the carriers. This can lead to packages getting lost or damaged, and will often lead to your customers asking for a full refund. You can protect your business from shipping snafus by insuring your package, often for free. USPS offers free insurance for up to $99 on your package with priority mails. And this can be easily set up within Volusion's instant postage feature. You can see here how on the order that carrier insurance is available right above the reference field that you can add to your label. So when you're leaving that personalized message for your user, make sure that you take advantage of that free insurance. That's going to be a huge boon when you're looking at people who might be disappointed that their package was damaged. Sometimes it's inevitable. We find that about 10% of packages might encounter an exception during the delivery phase. So being prepared for your business to insure those packages is going to protect you in the post-holiday rush. Yep, and I think that Samantha and I have some special deals for you guys, so that we're excited to offer you. So one last thing, ShipEngine is excited to offer attendees of this webinar some gifts this holiday season. Head over to a site that you see on the page. It's going to be gear.shipengine.com to see ShipEngine working in real time. You'll see us compare rates, validate addresses, and just generally make the shipping experience seamless for you. Use the code HOLIDAYS19 to put $50 of swag in your cart for free. We'll send that to you just in time for Christmas.
That's awesome. Thanks, Anne and the ShipEngine team. I personally have a pair of those ShipEngine socks, and they are perfect for boots and the cold weather. So recommend those as you're putting that swag in your cart. And we also have a deal from our studio marketing team. So Studio, as I mentioned a little bit earlier, is our internal marketing and design agency. And we have a supercharged holiday paid search package. It's for 3 months, and it includes PPC, Google Shopping feeds, and remarketing. And this is a total savings of over $1,650. We're offering the 3 months for $1,000 a month with a $500 setup. So it's actually a really great deal. You're saving a lot, and that combination of PPC feeds and remarketing is, great to for the holidays, because you're able to kind of get customers at all angles on all those platforms. So if you're interested in this, please call the number below, and you can take advantage of this awesome deal. And I do want to remind you too that this deal is only offered to new studio customers. So if you currently have a package, unfortunately, you will not be eligible. But new folks that have not purchased any sort of paid search package from Studio in the past can, of course, take advantage of this deal. And that's pretty much it for the presentation. We are going to go into a little bit of a Q&A. I saw some of y'all typing questions in there, and feel free to type more in as as you are now. We do have a couple that came in. One of them is, do you think having a code for discount is an unnecessary step, a barrier to checkout? And I would say no. Honestly, I think most people expect to put in a code for a discount, so I don't necessarily think that it's a barrier to checkout at all. I mean, I'm mostly accustomed to putting in codes for certain things, but there is a way, if you wanted to make sure that you're doing it for a specific product and it actually applies automatically. There is a way to do that in Volusion, and we can send you some information on that later.
I would definitely agree, just to jump in. Yeah, I would definitely agree. If I'm shopping and I don't have an offer code to put in, I will Google one. I always look for an offer code because I feel like I'm not getting the most out of my shipping experience unless I've got one in there.
That's true too. Yeah, I've actually done that myself before. So another question from William, for promotions, do you think a specific dollar off amount is more effective than a % off amount? For example, $50 off a select product rather than 10% off. And to be quite honest with you, it comes down to your margins, right? You want to make sure that you're offering a healthy discount to, make sure that you're not losing out on a ton of money either. So it really depends on that. But as a customer, again, it depends on the product. So if you're selling a $100 product and you're telling me that I'm going to get $50 off, rather than maybe 20%, some people will do the math and, they'll say okay, this dollar off amount is more appealing, than, a 10% or 20% off or whatever the % off discount is. If I were you though, I would maybe even try A/B testing that theory. So if depending on where you're advertising, so if you're advertising on, let's say you're advertising on display and then also maybe on social or email, maybe try doing, offering the % off code on display and then offering a dollar off amount on email and kind of see where people are buying and how many people are taking advantage of it and things like that. Honestly, I feel like it's a personal preference. I don't necessarily have any data on if one is more effective than the other. I don't know, Anne, which one do you prefer? Have you even, thought about that really, I guess?
Yeah, for sure. No, I will tell you that I'm a sucker for the dollar off promotion personally.
Really?
But
okay.
So especially when it's something like tiers, right? Where it's hey, if you spend $50, we'll give you $10 off. But if you spend $75, we'll give you $15 off. Because in my mind, that's oh man, I'm only spending $15 more, even though that's not really how the math works. Right. I'm very easy to upsell.
Yes. No, I've definitely seen the tiered things. I think the entire the tiered strategy is really cool too. So I agree with you on that. But just a simple, if you're just offering, $20 off your whole order for the whole site, I think it's less compelling maybe than 20% or something like that, because it really depends on what's included in that offering and how much you're already going to spend, Then let's do, okay, so how do I decide which channels to advertise for the holidays? Again, it depends entirely where your target market is already engaging. So if they're highly engaged on social media, like on Facebook or Instagram, paid social ads might be the way to go to get in front of them. And Facebook, as well as Instagram, they have a really robust demographic targeting feature in their ad platform, so you can pretty much target anything. But, you know, or if you feel like you have really specific products that people are really searching for. So, you know, we have a customer that sells auto parts, for instance, and they do well on, you know, paid search because most people are searching exactly specifically for that one, you know, OEM part, and they have the number there. So that type of a merchant might be better on, you know, display or shopping feeds, for instance, things like that. So it really depends, you know, where your customers are coming from, and, you know, how they prefer to engage with your brand and shop for things that you're selling. Another good idea too is to look at your competitors and see where they're putting a lot of their time and energy in terms of advertising. That's another indicator that, you know, they might, you know, be putting it towards social. So maybe you should kind of do some of that a little bit more. So yeah, it's highly dependent. Another question we got about shipping is, you know, should I offer free shipping or flat rate? How do I compete against Prime shipping? And I know you kind of talked about this a little bit, but did you want to kind of take that one?
Yeah, absolutely. I can say that people are increasingly looking to have fast shipping and reliable shipping more than they're looking for free shipping. So as a consumer, people are more likely to go for a place where they have transparency into what the shipping costs are. So if they have accurate rating, then if they are saying like, hey, you know, there's a flat shipping and handling fee, that seems a little high to them. So if you're going to have flat rate shipping, make sure that it seems reasonable to your end customer and that it's not huge. It's not huge compared to the value of the product that you're selling, right? People are less likely to go for a $15 product that's got $10 in shipping. They're more likely to look at that product if it's got what they consider like a reasonable shipping fee, which is going to be $5 or less. We do see that offering 2-day shipping is more important than offering free shipping. So that's something that we've definitely got feedback from and that we see in the numbers that run through our system. But it all depends on like what you can offer for your product also. So if you can offer these free shipping promotions, make sure that you're not busting the bank for it, especially once you get closer to the holiday shipping. You might want to increase the margins from where you're offering free shipping at. So it's like saying, hey, once the first class mail deadline has passed, we're upping the required amount of a purchase for free shipping to $50 from $25 before, just because shipping is going to cost you more. So yeah, that's where we see the big pieces there. It's more about delivery speed than free delivery.
That's great info, definitely. So fast shipping versus free shipping, really interesting.
Mm-hmm.
Another question, is there a service that offers content calendar creation? How do I go about making a content calendar? You know, there's a couple of different ways you can make a content calendar for your email promotions, for things like that, for social. Honestly, I prefer just using Excel, but there are plenty of other things like CoSchedule is one. That's a third-party tool. And we actually have a couple of templates on our blog. If you just go to our blog, volusion.com/blog, and then search for content calendar, you'll actually get like a couple of templates from us that we have there in one of our blogs. But it's all about, you know, what you feel like is going to be most beneficial to you. If you like free things like I do, and you're kind of a little bit more OCD about organization, again, like I am, Excel is a great option. You can also, a lot of, social media scheduling things like Hootsuite and tools like that, like Sprout Social, will have calendars built in, so you can actually see it in a very large, a large picture of, what's going out when and things like that. So it all depends on how you prefer to work. But yeah, those are some good options for you. I think we've got another shipping one. This one's a little bit longer. I ship perishable foods via FedEx home delivery, overnight and 2-day air. What are the best shipping discounts I should offer, as shipping is extremely expensive for our customers? We get 60% off FedEx rates, but it's still costly. Can I offer free shipping only to ground and home delivery customers? Can I offer flat rate for express method by region? Example, California and Florida. And do you have a take on that?
Sure. Dry ice definitely adds some complexity to the shipping costs. And I think that most consumers, once they know that they're getting perishable goods, it's something that they're aware of, that the shipping is going to cost a little bit more. It's always good. My advice is always to be kind of transparent and to give people an idea. Maybe if you're scared that your shipping costs are going to scare them a little bit, to talk about why, to be like, hey, in order to make sure that this food is being delivered safely, quickly, and freshly, shipping is going to be, shipping is this kind of level. Because everybody understands that shipping isn't free in the world. So I always advise being transparent about that if you're ever concerned about what the actual costs are. Where to offer free shipping, I would definitely say that you should look at where your customers are buying from, and make sure that if you're offering free shipping, you're doing it with your eyes fully open about what the costs are going to be to your business. So you might say, hey, free shipping if you subscribe to get this over several months. You might want to use that as more of a carrot in your case. I also agree with Samantha that it's really good to see what your competitors in this space are doing, to make sure that you're at least competing on their level, and if there's anything extra that you can do to offer on top of that, you're doing that with the full awareness of how that's going to impact your business.
Great answer. Thanks for that. I think we're just about out of time. I know there are a couple of questions that we didn't get to, but I will be sure to answer those afterwards. The email will send you guys an update with more information on some of those questions, and hopefully they will answer all of the questions that you had. But I wanted to thank everybody for joining. All the attendees, I want to thank the Ship Engine team, and you were great. And hopefully some of these tips have helped y'all think about ways you can kind of prepare your store for the holidays, and we hope you found it useful.
Happy holidays, guys.